my booster Friday.
All right. What took so long?
Oh, well, they didn't get it till last week. I go to Walgreens to get mine.
Oh my gosh, we got ours on October 1st.
Yeah.
Oh my
At
God.
Walgreens.
At Walgreens.
At Walgreens.
Wow. I just went in to pick up a prescription and I said, when are you going to get, which one are you going to get in? And they said, well, we have Moderna right now. And they said, if you want to wait 15 minutes, you can get it, which I did, of course.
Wow. Oh, it was Moderna.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
that's why.
yeah,
We were
you-
I
right.
know,
That's
yeah,
why.
I know they said that we could mix them, but I just decided I just wasn't going to play that game. I wanted to go with the same thing I got the first time. But
yeah, we did too.
Diane, I want you to notice I'm recording.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I noticed that the first thing I saw was recording.
forgot that
Recording,
last
yeah,
time. So
recording.
man, I felt bad.
Oh, well.
I obsessed about that for a week.
oh, geez.
Yeah, so now,
You've done such a good job, Tom. You don't need to beat yourself up about anything.
Really?
Yes, he
really.
does. Yeah.
Well, he
There you go.
He
shouldn't.
messed up big time.
record. So now
Of
I
course, he
said,
doesn't have his note until now, but
well, I remembered.
yeah, you remember
So-
finally.
Yeah, anyway, so I'm telling you what, Diane, you are a trooper.
We have to move over here.
You're a trooper because I didn't expect any of you to be on today.
Well,
Yeah,
I don't know whether, I'm actually working in the yard and I came in just to say hi. I don't know how, because
okay.
Yeah, because I
Wow,
mean,
since I
after you've
finished.
been gone for 10 days, you got to have
Yeah.
all kinds of things piled up.
well,
Yeah.
the frost, because we hadn't had a frost before.
Oh my
it left.
gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
Now the frost is on the pumpkin. and
Yeah.
Tomorrow is
plants
supposed
need
to
be
even be
cut back.
nicer. I wait and do a lot of it tomorrow.
And I picked up all my dead stuff today. And the guys came and blew our leaves yesterday, so I can't use a leaf blower. I got it when I first retired, I got a leaf blower. I said, oh boy, I could do that job. First day I go out and I hold the leaf blower and I turn it on and I'm flat on my back.
Oh, no, you must have really gotten a big one.
Yeah, I got a good one. Yeah, well, and then I couldn't use it.
That's Tommy's job.
No, he doesn't do things like that.
I'd
I
rather
have
rake.
lots of
He
things that-
handles it. Tom handles it by, well, you need to call somebody.
Well, that's what I would prefer, but rather than use that leaf blower, I'll rake.
Yeah, he'll rake, but I mean,
I
our
don't-
yard is
That's-
3/4 of an
That's all
acre.
right, as long
I'm
as it's
not
done.
raking.
But Diane, stay on for a few minutes until we give a chance for everybody to come on, whoever's
There's
going to come on, and then say hi, and then you can leave.
I can't
We
wait
will
till everybody
excuse
gets
you
on.
to go back. Hi, Bob. And besides that, Bob has to tell everybody about Dennis Junior High.
Look at it.
Dennis Junior High.
Yeah, you were supposed
Dennis
to
Junior
remind
High
me.
is 100 years old this year, and they're looking for stories about recollections of being involved at Dennis Junior High.
Well, let's see. I went to test.
Yeah.
Vicky,
Right.
where did you go,
Did
Vicky?
you go to dinner?
Well, I went to Dennis and my husband, and the school is actually named after my husband's grandfather.
Oh my
There you go.
gosh.
Oh,
Whoa.
Cool.
He was David Dennis's nephew. David Dennis and my husband's mother, Catherine, were brother and sister. But
Well,
Wow.
Vicki, you'd certainly have a lot to contribute. Richmond Community Schools has taken the information, I think.
I know, I think I saw that on Facebook as
You
well.
did? Okay, yeah, great, yeah.
Well, so, well, as people come on, I'll keep asking them, Bob.
Sure.
Let's see.
Karen maybe did. I don't
We got
know.
some St. Mary's people, so they wouldn't have gone to,
Jamie Stanley would be one, I think.
I thought he went to Pleasant View.
I don't think Jim went to Pleasant View. I think
I
Jim was
don't
a west
remember him.
side.
I don't remember him. That's the only stories I remember is just sneaking away to Berman's for lunch instead of eating in the cafeteria and sneaking away to smoke. I don't think they
There you
want to
go.
know those stories.
Yeah. Oh, I think you should tell him that, Vicki. Sign it anonymous.
well, wait a minute. So
Well, Sandy Hodgen went to
Arby
Denver.
went to test, Jim Hope went to test, I went
I
to
went to
test,
test.
Diane went to
Well,
test,
Diane
Diane
went
went to
to
I
test.
went to test.
Karen, did you go to test? Karen's locked.
There she goes.
There she is. Karen, did,
No.
where did,
I was hit.
Well,
what? Say that again.
I
Oh.
hit Hibbard and then Dennis.
Oh,
Okay,
me?
so you're supposed to contribute stories
Oh.
because Dennis is celebrating 100 years.
Karen, this year, yeah.
Now,
Oh,
Harvey,
Where did Becky,
Yeah.
Becky, did you go to test?
I went
Becky-
to test.
oh yeah, Becky went to
Okay,
test.
okay.
I remember Becky at test.
And Harvey was test, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Harvey, I want you to know that I've been in close contact with Betsy all morning, and they should be at the airport, maybe on the plane.
Yeah.
All right, they're heading out.
What's that?
They're heading out here. Yeah, got them.
Yeah.
oh, great. That's fun. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
And I told her that she has to take a picture of the four of you
Yes.
Okay.
so that I can put it out to everybody.
Oh.
Oh, look at that.
It's my baby.
Now, is that a Russian blue?
Yes.
Ooh.
He's gorgeous. He, she,
wow.
He doesn't have very many teeth. Poor
oh,
baby. He was my mother's.
oh
And
my
then
gosh.
I got him.
How old is it?
He's 9.
Oh, well, he's not very
No, that's
old.
not
No,
very-
he started losing his teeth at 5.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
We don't know why, but
Huh.
he's my angel.
Yeah, well, he's a beauty. Well, Bob,
Yeah,
back to
everybody.
that. When you mentioned that, that's why I sent that out a week ago.
That's great, yeah.
You know, I wanted to catch it right away because I didn't know what the deadline would be.
Oh, I think November, end of November sometime, Tom, around Thanksgiving, if I remember
Okay.
right.
Well,
You can knows better than I.
you know, if whoever watches this now, you guys, this was what was funny. Diane, listen to this. So record, I forget to record. Nobody says anything until Felice gets back
Yeah.
from wherever she was. And that was the whole deal in the beginning. She wanted me to change the date just so that she could. And then I said, no, that's why I record. And then I forget to record. And
Well,
Felice
see,
was
none of
the
us
only,
remember.
she's the only one who asked about it.
Yeah.
So I'm
Nobody
thinking,
else.
well, hey,
Yeah.
I guess everybody's too busy. They aren't even watching anyway.
No, we just are all old enough. We just all forgot as well.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So anyway,
Oh,
But-
Lordy.
Jimmy Hoke,
Yeah.
you are not off the hook on the music. You've been kind of like sloughing off, man.
What?
Yeah.
You get the latest?
Good
Get the
Chuck
last
Berry,
latest.
good Chuck Berry entree today, Jim.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
got the latest.
Yeah.
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 That's awesome.
It-
yeah.
But,
Good job.
but what was how long had it been since you'd sent one out?
Not that long. Month?
2 weeks, maybe.
Well, but see, everybody voted. They still wanted you to do it every week.
Weekly.
Oh, yeah. Good luck with that. But
That's a life.
Precisely.
yeah, I'm going to start. I think I'm going to send out, a smaller batches
Okay.
more
Yeah.
frequently.
Okay.
That'd be good.
Yeah, you put out 10 songs and, people get lost somewhere
Yeah.
at 5.
Yeah. Send out a couple every week. You build up your, library of songs and then just send a couple out.
Yeah, well, so what did everybody think of the latest versions or the latest batch?
I like
I
them.
hope I got
What we
back.
got with Chuck Berry,
Yeah,
Yeah. That was the batch with Chuck.
good stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. So no comments on Nirvana?
Oh, yeah. No, I thought that was great.
I love Nirvana.
I didn't open that one, Jim, pardon me.
That was, no, I really like that thing on Nirvana. Yeah.
Yeah,
What was
that,
what's been interesting to me now, what's the thing called where they have the people playing from all over the world?
Playing for Change.
Yeah. So whenever, I don't know about everybody else, but whenever I play that one, then over to the sides, they're going to show other ones, which Jim hasn't sent out yet, but I'm telling you, some of those, and then I look over there and I see one that's like, Gimme Shelter by the Rolling Stones. And then there was another one.
Jimmy doesn't like the Rolling Stones.
Well, he thought it was gonna, he thought the Rolling Stones were gonna do the song and
Oh.
no Rolling Stone
No
was in
Rolling
that.
Stone.
And
Okay.
it was outstanding. And then there was another one that was oh man, a Bob Dylan song that was out. Oh my God, look at him now. Now you can tell how big he is.
He's sitting there staring at you.
Now you can tell how big.
I can't get him off the desk.
I know.
But anyway, so
So
Okay,
wait, let me ask
gentlemen.
you about Jimmy Ramey. He was in the Ollie
Yeah.
show, the
Yes.
PBS show,
Yeah, yeah.
the third,
his
the third,
music.
Yeah, we haven't seen that yet.
yeah, we only watched the first one. So, but it is the third.
Yeah, I
of the-
The
watched it.
third segment, like at
Were
9
you able
minutes
to-
and 8
did you
seconds
catch
or
the
something.
song?
Yeah.
Did you catch?
I saw the show, but I didn't, this was
Didn't catch it?
before you sent that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I don't think I caught it either. I'm gonna go back and watch it again.
yeah.
Yeah.
Third episode is like 9 minutes and 8 seconds in or something like that, I think.
Into the
Okay.
third.
The third episode, yeah. Yeah. the
Okay.
third
Third
episode,
out.
I think.
But
Oh,
at one,
okay.
but at one time, one of those music things that Jim sent out, he sent that song.
Hard times, yeah.
Yeah, hard times, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah,
hard
that-
times.
hard times.
Okay.
That was his best. Let's see,
Most
it was
well-known.
considered an early rap
Oh my God.
influencer.
Yeah,
Huh.
and that one and the Curtis Mayfield's or Change is Gonna Come. That 12-minute version that Jim did of Change is Gonna Come is off the charts.
Does anybody know why he died so young?
Yes,
Who?
I do.
What happened?
Big heart attack related to drugs and alcohol and that kind of stuff. Just a horrible lifestyle.
Cocaine,
Yeah.
but I heard.
Cocaine, yeah, they'd been to Europe, Vicky, on a major tour and had come home to Chicago. And he had met, I don't know who all was involved, with a guy named Curtis Mayfield, who was big in the music business during
Sure,
that period of
remember.
time.
Mhm.
And they had either agreed or contractually agreed to do some stuff together. And then shortly after that, Jim was found in his shower, I think in his flat in Chicago. Yeah.
See, man.
But there's a YouTube out there about or by a guy who was associated with that whole scene. If you just go look for Baby Huey, and but he talks about the background information, the stuff that was going on in the background.
Yeah.
With the band, you know, with the session musicians and everything.
Hmm.
So,
I read something in the paper the other day. You remember when the Diamonds made the song Little Darlin'?
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
Bob Pickett wrote that and also wrote Monster Mash.
Oh my
And
God.
And it said the reason he wrote Monster Mash is because he slipped in a Boris Karloff invitation in Little Darlin', and it was so popular, he decided to write the Monster Mash. Do you remember a Boris Karloff invitation in Little Darlin'? I certainly don't.
No.
No.
I remember the Monster Mash.
Yeah.
No,
which
you-
little
Diane-
darling was it? It was the Diamonds?
Yeah,
Diamonds, yeah, that's what.
Yeah.
Gosh.
but Bobby Pickett wrote it, and they're in the Little Darlin' is a Boris Karloff imitation, which I'm gonna have to go find the song and listen to it and see.
And I don't remember that.
I don't even.
No.
So Jimmy Hoke, how is Maui?
Oh, it's fine.
It's just fine.
It's fine. Yeah, it's warm,
Yeah.
which is nice.
Sunny.
Well, how
We came
warm
out
is
with
it?
22-degree weather.
What?
And
Oh.
yeah, well, last year when we came, we had nothing in this house, no furniture, no nothing.
Yeah.
And so we relived that, after coming here, and now we got furniture. So it's a much easier transition.
How long
And
will
our
you be
cat,
there?
Yoda made it just fine.
Yoda.
So she's our 21-year-old cat.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Wow,
Yeah, she's doing good.
what a blessing
And-
that is, huh?
Does
She
get to
adapted
ride
right in.
Does she get to ride in the plane, inside the plane?
She got to ride inside the plane.
Okay,
But the
good.
dog didn't.
No, she was down in the cargo.
What
How
kind
long
of
will
a
you
dog?
be there?
Pardon?
What kind
How
of a
long will
dog?
you be there?
We're gonna be here for 6 months, and it's a Australian Shepherd.
It's November,
Pretty.
December, January, February, March.
Now, Jim, you and Harvey missed the big rains and stuff out there, didn't you, when in
Oh, no.
California?
We
You got
We didn't
drowned?
miss
Yeah.
them. I didn't miss them.
yeah, we had about 2 days of it. It
Well,
was
Yeah,
good.
we
though.
loved
that had
it.
to be intense, Harvey, with all that going on. I mean, that had.
I
to
don't
be
know, we
crazy.
need it so bad, we'll take it.
Yeah, we did too. We needed
The
as
wind and
much
the
rain
rain
as
had
they
to
were
be,
willing to
had
give
to
us.
be really intense out there.
Yeah, you were watching that football game, that was a
Oh my gosh.
mess.
Sunday
Yeah,
night
Yeah.
game, unbelievable, yeah.
right. Yeah, that was a mess.
Harvey, that reminded me of a game I played in the Orange Bowl. Back at IU, we played Miami twice down there both times.
Yeah,
And it rained so hard during one of those games, the crown in the middle of the field was the only part of the field you could see.
Oh, jeez.
And all the game fields looked like they were on lake.
but
And guys would run and there'd actually be rooster tails behind them when they were running. Crazy.
Jeez. Man.
Okay, Bob, I've got a question for you.
All righty.
What do you predict the score is going to be at the IU Purdue game?
IU will win, no problem.
Oh, you think they're, okay, okay.
No problem whatsoever. IU might be Michigan tonight, Jane.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah.
They have a new
That'd be cool.
quarterback,
yeah.
whose dad is one of the coaches that came in with Tom Allen.
Oh my gosh.
And he played last week and played really well. And in the conversation we had with Tom Allen this week, he will probably be the starter for the rest of the year. And he's a freshman.
Wow.
McNally, I think's his name, maybe Davin McNally or something like that.
Yeah, it is McNally.
Yeah, but his daughter, or I'm sorry, his son, and my daughter Kelly, and their family have become very good friends.
Neat.
And my daughter, who's a Bloomington South senior this year, volleyball player,
Wow.
not going on to college with volleyball because of injuries and stuff. Gonna go, they do things socially together, the families and stuff like that, and really great families from what Kelly said. And you IU basketball fans, now tonight at IU is the preview of the team, and I don't think it's televised anywhere, guys. But last week, the IU basketball team, speaking of the Ali documentary on PBS, loaded up on 2 buses and went to Sellersburg, Indiana, of all places. Friend of mine who's an alumnus of IU and a big donor there just redid the golf course called the FAU, P-F-A-U golf course. Ned and Virginia FAU they sell lubricants and oils and stuff like that. Huge company, family owned for years. But they have a house right on the Ohio River. So they had all the kids down there, and in the bus, they watched the Ali documentary,
Oh my gosh.
stayed overnight at the Faust house. They had plenty of room for all of them. And then they got up and went to the Muhammad Ali Museum on Saturday morning.
At Louisville?
And then very quietly scrimmaged Belmont University, who's not bad, and University of Louisville at the Yum Center. And all of that went very well. So it's an exciting year. Ticket sales are going very well, and people upgrading with donations and all that kind of thing. From what Kelly said, she stopped up here last week and said it's wild down there.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Good news.
Finally.
Yeah.
We need something.
Hello, Carol. Carol,
Hi.
Carol's trying to wake
Hey,
you
up.
Carol.
and Diane are tough ladies that where you just got back for 10 days and you're actually on here.
I'm
10
free.
days, 10 women.
I noticed that.
The
I'm
magic
so
10. Don.
freezing.
That
Yeah.
was a great picture of all you guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a great picture.
Yeah,
Hey,
we
I
all
gotta-
get older, you guys stay the same. How does that work?
But
Yeah,
Good living.
thanks anyway. Good,
Mountain
Yeah.
View.
living, right.
I
think
got a,
I
I got,
think we were all we were preserved by wine.
Okay. Now, I was wondering how many bottles you girls consumed.
You know
El
what?
Vino.
Somebody said about halfway through, we ought to really count the
Yeah.
bottles.
Don't do it, Carol. The consequences are too heavy.
Okay, we won't.
Yeah.
Wine and beer. Don't forget the
Wine
beer.
and beer. I do
That's
know we
AA.
get through some beer, iced tea, lemonade.
And
this
some
year-
dirty martinis, right?
This year we added dirty martinis.
Oh my gosh.
woo,
Oh,
Taught us how to drink dirty martinis with lots of olive juice. And
Oh, yeah.
oh my gosh, were they good? But one lasted you all night long.
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Tom, do you guys ever get to St. Elmo's?
I haven't been there for a long time,
Yeah.
but it's
Well,
it's
my
still
friend-
doing very
my
well.
friend Terry Cole, my friend Terry Cole, who passed away. There's a guy down there, and his name might have been Gino,
Okay.
Oh.
but they called him the Genie of Martini. That was his nickname. So when Terry passed away, they had a big deal up at the Palladium, memorial. Let's see, what they call it? They called it an exit from life, a celebration of Terry Cole or whatever. But they hired this guy to mix martinis up there, and he did nothing else. They had 250 people up there, and one guy poured martinis. That was all he did all night.
Wow,
Oh my gosh.
man.
We
Yeah.
we were talking about that story earlier, and guys, if I get going again, interrupt me. But
Okay, no problem.
Terry Cole was one of the guys I knew that lived life to the fullest. We met when he was recruited at IU, and he was on the Rose Bowl team and beat Purdue with a winning touchdown. But Terry was dying at St. Vincent's Hospice Center,
Yeah,
Oh,
been there.
and his boys and his ex-wife and a bunch of us former players were around. So he had yellow legal pads, and he described to everybody how this party was going to work. And he went through pages and pages of music, of dress for the women, dress for the men, cigar bar, what types of cigars would be there. You don't have to go outside to smoke, you smoke right in there. Jeannie, the martini mixer was there. St. Elmo's catered it, and the menu was very specific about what it was going to be. 250 people.
oh my
So my wife Laura knew Terry a little bit, but Barbara knew Terry a lot better than anybody that I was ever associated with, because we did so much together. So when we get the invitation, it's an engraved invitation about, I don't know what it was, maybe it's 5 by 7. She says, "Are we really going to this thing?" And I said, "You can do whatever you want to, but I'm going to be there with bells on, because this is going to be the party of the century." And it was. I mean, it's just a wonderful tribute to the guy.
Oh, that's
my
cool.
gosh, that's neat.
So Terry's dying at the hospice center at St. Vincent's. And I don't know if you guys have ever been there. There's a little patio, like a window
Mhm.
Yeah.
outlet. Tommy, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
And a bunch of us were around. A big guy that was on the Rose Bowl team with Terry, named Doug Cruzan, is kind of the host of the thing. And Dougie wants to make sure that everybody knows everybody. Well, you know, it wasn't really the occasion for all of that. So one of the guys that Terry played with on the Baltimore Colts team when they went to the Super Bowl with Shula was a guy named Ray Perkins. And Ray calls everybody together. "Hey guys, come here, huddle up." So everybody gets around Ray, and he's holding court. He said, "Fellas, I came here to say goodbye to my friend, Terry Cole. And I want all of you to understand that I decided about 15 years ago, after being involved in athletics all my life and stuff like that, that I know every son of a bitch I need to know. So Doug, I don't need to know anybody else. Please stop." And he did.
That's good.
Oh, that's funny.
A good story.
I Bob, I have one more question. I know this
Okay.
is just about you and a friend of yours in college, and I think you
Okay.
played football with him. And I really liked him. His name was Duffy.
Kevin Duffy, linebacker from
Duffy.
Weathersfield, Connecticut.
Yeah, whatever happened to Kevin
Kevin
Duffy?
Duffy and I were great friends in college, and he used to come here to Richmond rather than go all the way to Connecticut on short vacations and stuff.
Okay.
And people just loved him.
Mhm.
Kevin was on the Chicago Board of Trade with a guy named John Newkirk, who was a fraternity brother of his. And they had a couple seats on the Chicago Board of Trade.
Hmm.
And right out of college, Kevin got his credentials put together and made a bundle of money with Newhart's his name, not Newkirk, John Newhart. And they retired, as far as I know, he and his high school girlfriend, who he never married, retired on a little bitty island off the coast of Wisconsin somewhere, Karen, and that's the last I've ever heard of.
Wow.
He doesn't communicate with anybody as far as I know. He was at one Rose Bowl reunion that I was at, and that was it.
Interesting.
And I wasn't on that team. I don't mean to imply I was on that team, but I get invited back because there's 3 or 4 of us that those guys have always honored by having us there.
Mhm.
So Carol, how did you know him? Did you know him from school?
Yeah. Yeah, I knew him from, being around Bob, going to parties and,
Yeah, yeah.
oh yeah.
Okay.
He was just a lot of fun.
Tom, this guy was well built. His dad was an Irish cop.
Yeah.
Oh,
His
okay.
dad was the
Oh, yeah, Duffy. Oh, yeah, duh,
chief
Duffy.
of police in Weathersfield, Connecticut. Now, Kevin had a naturally built body. You've been around those guys, but then he lifted on top of that. And his arms were about that big around.
Yeah.
And all of the women, like Carol, kind of oogled and googled when they were around Kevin Duffy because he was a good looking guy.
He was
Right,
a
Carol?
real good looking guy.
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah.
Carol doesn't ask about the ugly guys.
No,
He's really the only one
Nobody
I can
does.
remember.
Carol is selective.
No, he's a great guy, Carol, and a personality out of this world.
Oh, that I can lift both of you.
My mother, who was an Irish Catholic, loved Kevin Duffy. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. So Diane and Carol,
Mhm.
can you tell us was there anything that happened during the 10 days? I mean, really, significantly different or fun or something you hadn't done before, or everybody just chilled out every day?
Chill.
Okay.
We did a lot the same things, but we were doing them together. So it was just really a lot of
Had to
fun.
be awesome.
That's great.
Now, did Rick put off Crash the Party?
No, no. He was a long way away. We're way up in the
Oh, yeah.
Panhandle. So-
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
one funny thing, one kind of fun, well, there were lots of funny things, but the house was really a strange house. It was huge and long back from the ocean. And when you went upstairs, these curving stairs, and you went to the right, you went to Susie and Nancy Best's room. Did you tell him this, Diane?
No,
No.
but I talked to Susie earlier today. She said, this is great. Tell them.
So that's where their room was. Well, which was nice, but the only problem was to get to Diane and my room, we had to go through Susie and Nancy's room and through their
Bathroom.
and through their bathroom to get to our room.
so funny.
Then to get to Nancy, Mallet, and Felice's room, they had to go through Nancy and Susie's room, Nancy and Susie's
No.
bathroom, Carol and Diane's room, down some stairs to get to their room. So we got to know each other, in ways that we really hadn't before.
Showers were wide open.
Cozy.
Oh, yeah.
Like in a-
Glass showers and, toilet right there. And poor Susie and Nancy.
Never knew
Kinda
who was
lost all
going
their
where.
modesty.
Cozy quarters, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that was the strangest house, and it didn't say that it was going to be like that. You
Right.
know,
What
when
Now,
you
what
look
was
at,
the name of what was the name of the city, Diane, where you guys were?
we go to Destin, Florida, and we go to a certain beach called Crystal Beach.
Ah,
Destin, Florida. And it's
Now,
close,
is that in the Florida Panhandle?
yeah. Yeah, it's
is
a
that
great,
close to, Diane, is that close
Is that
to
up around Panama
Rosemary
City up in
Beach?
there?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rosemary Beach, watercolor, seaside, they're all, it's
West, Destin is
highway.
west of, further to the end of the Panhandle from Rosemary Beach. Maybe
Okay.
about 45 minutes.
right,
Wow.
Rosemary and watercolor, well, they might be half an hour away.
Okay.
I think
I
they
have-
might be half an hour away.
Yeah, I
from
have a
where we
good
are.
friend who goes there every year,
Mhm.
Rosemary Beach, and they love it.
It's a great spot, especially this time of year. It was beautiful. Maybe we had 2 days of wind. And all the other days were beautiful blue skies and very, very nice.
Mhm.
So,
We always found that when we would go down to visit my mom, if you went late October, November, or even like at Thanksgiving, there's nobody there.
There-
no,
there's
that's true.
not.
Nobody.
That is true.
Wonderful.
And
And that's
and
why we
fabulous
go,
weather.
because it's winter season, rates are winter season.
Yes, yes.
And so we get a huge house, 7-bedroom house for half the price.
Wow, that's fantastic.
That's why we go then.
And
As
we-
soon as the rate
we
changes.
We ate some wonderful meals because
Yeah.
we usually cook
Yeah.
in. We go out, we went out maybe 3 nights.
Three times.
But the rest of the nights we cooked in and we just, different people cook and bring new recipes and
Oh, great.
my goodness, Diane made this wonderful chicken dinner called Autumn.
Autumn chicken dinner.
With all kinds of roasted vegetables and oh my gosh, it was delicious.
And Carol made her,
I made your pasta. Yeah.
she made her pasta with arugula and
Fennel.
fennel. And I'd never had anything like that because usually we're more red sauce, but oh, that was fabulous. And also she makes this bourbon caramel sauce.
Oh,
Oh,
I tripled the
Yeah.
recipe because we can't eat it just once. And we could put it over ice cream. And
Oh
it's
my
Yeah,
God.
yeah.
bourbon caramel pecan sauce and
Ooh,
it's
Yummy.
really
yummy.
good. So
Sounds
we ate
good.
it one night and had it the next night.
Well, I would think that for, eating the meals in and ever cooking, that's when you would really miss Ginger.
Oh, we do. Oh, we made it through, but we sure thought of her an awful
Yeah.
lot because when she started coming with us, she loves to cook
I know,
and she wanted to cook.
I know.
Yeah.
So we let her.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
so now we're back
Missed her
to
a lot.
cooking.
Darn, yeah. I say the only reason I cook is because I like to eat.
So Harvey, do
Yep.
you guys have any big plans when TK and Betsy get out there?
well, tonight they're coming in. I think they're not going to get here till pretty close, 7:30, 8 o'clock. So I'm going to just do some takeout tonight. And tomorrow I thought we'd go into the city and hit some museums, Golden Gate Park, kind of the usual stuff. There
Yeah,
didn't seem to be any one particular show at either the Young Museum or the Modern Art Museum. Modern Art, I like the place. But there's a lot of different exhibitions and things, and if there's anything they'd like to do. So, and then we're gonna do some dinner in the city. And they're out of here Monday morning because they're driving up to Petaluma where they're
Wow.
looking at this new facility up there.
Yeah, yeah.
How
Oh,
far
that-
Can
that
I
sounds-
give
from
a
you, Harvey?
big shout out?
Yeah, we'd say, Carol,
Karen,
How far is their place away from where you live?
Petaluma is probably maybe 60 miles, but
oh, that's not bad.
it's probably it'll be hour and a half to where they're looking. Or Healdsburg, I'm sorry, Healdsburg's their town. And it's gotten a lot of publicity in the last month or so for different developments up there. It was once a sleepy place. that now has, more restaurants. It's in the middle of wine country. These guys like their wine, so.
Oh, yeah.
So they're in the middle of Sonoma County and wine, and it'll be nice for them. I mean, if it works out, because it's a pretty town with a square, and again, a lot of new restaurants and hotels and things like that. So they'd be in the middle of it if they do it. It gets hot in the summertime up there, but
I thought they had already decided and put money down on
I
it.
think they did. I think they made a deposit on it, and it's affiliated with the same organization that
Okay, love
lived in
you.
Chicago. They lived in one of their developments in Chicago, but I think it was one high-rise
How about
building.
Ellen?
Well, this is not. So it'll be
Isn't Petaluma the arm wrestling capital of the world?
right. That was Petaluma, and they kind of go near Petaluma to go to this place, Healdsburg, where they're at. So
Ah, there.
Petaluma, and it's kind of known for raising chickens up there too.
Yeah.
Hello, Sandy.
Hello.
They
So
Made
say,
why
it back
don't
from
you-
shopping. Made it back from shopping. So.
Oh.
Oh, wait,
Okay.
I made coffee so I wouldn't doze off.
Oh,
Shopping. Tiring.
okay. So why don't you quickly tell everybody about Dwayne and Carl Flatley getting together with did Carl actually bring his bicycle or his?
No, he didn't bring his bicycle, and Dwayne found out that he has what is called pedal assist, so that when you go up hills, you don't have to pedal. Well, Dwayne went 64 miles, and you ought to see the hills that he pedaled up. He said, I don't know, it was just so hard, and I don't know how Carl could do all this. Well, then Carl explained that he had pedal assist. I can't believe Dwayne actually could do that. But he went to Miami from here and took all the back roads and all those hills. Wow. But he made it. So that was good. They had a nice conversation. Of course, his brother is not doing well, Paul. He has shaking, and I think that is for, Carl thought it was from the football.
Oh, yeah.
Football. And then he has beginning of dementia. So that's really sad. I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but he's going to come back again in, forget what he said, but he'll come back again. They had a wonderful discussion. They both love the bikes and all that. So
Yeah, I had asked Sandy, and she was very kind to remember to let me know when Carl got there, and I did speak with Carl. For those of you who don't know, Carl and I grew up together. He lived right across the street from us.
oh, I didn't know that even. No.
South.
Oh, yeah, we grew up together, and Carl's a year older, actually maybe only a half year, but anyway, so yeah, just, known each other since we were like little teeny kids. And so I talked to Carl, and I spoke with him for only about 5 minutes. It was a very brief conversation, but I got a lot of stuff out of it.
Yeah, he was telling me what Carl said, and it took him about 20 minutes to tell him what he said.
But as far as Paul's going, I mean, he said that, I asked him, I said, well, are you concerned that you're going to be going back and still leaving him on his own? And he said, well, as Sandy said, I'm going to probably be coming back, keeping a closer eye on him. They were getting ready that night, you guys. Do you remember the red front over New Paris, Ohio?
Yeah, sure
Yes.
did.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know who suggested it, and Carl even acted like he had never been there. I
Well,
don't know.
the Red Front is now in Richmond too. They have two places.
They were at the news store,
They
Tom. Yeah.
were going over to New Paris.
Yeah.
They were going to New Paris. He says, yeah, Paul and I are going over to New Paris to the Red Front and get pizza and beer. So anyway,
I wonder if they didn't know that the Red Front was here as well. It's right across from the Jeep dealership, almost, on the way to Lowe's.
Well, Paul goes up there with Chuck Wallings all the time. Yeah,
yeah.
Mhm.
the new one up
Well,
here.
as I said, Paul is usually at breakfast on Friday mornings at the Tin Lizzie, where we all go for breakfast. This was the first Friday that he wasn't there.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Oh,
Well, he was
Are
with
Carl
probably
and Barbara still
Ray
married?
and Carl were together, yeah.
Well, Vicky,
Yeah.
I don't know if you were here, Vicky, but his daughters want him to sell that place and get with one of them, or else go somewhere.
He really needs
Probably
to.
should.
He sat down
Yeah.
beside me several weeks ago at breakfast and was trying to get a banana peel into a bag, and it probably took him 15 minutes. He was shaking so bad, he couldn't coordinate getting the banana in the bag. It was just
Yeah.
very sad.
Wow.
Chuck Wallings kind of keeps an eye on him, and I'm not sure how good that is either. I don't.
Who does?
Chuck Wallings.
Oh, but Chuck doesn't
He
live
and
here
Chuck
anymore.
were high school buddies. And
I
they
know, but
keep an eye on each other.
but Chuck doesn't live here anymore, does he?
Yeah, Chuck's in the same house he's always been in out there.
Oh, I thought he moved to Indianapolis.
No. He had a girlfriend in Annapolis, but he kept his house out there on Meadowbrook Lane.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Mike Hoover also keeps track of them. They get together up there on Monday nights. A bunch of them get together up there Monday evenings up at the new Red Front before they bowl and da-da-da.
Well, the first thing they need to do is to maybe, and that would be a hard thing to do, is to take his car away from him. He has gone a couple places, I guess, and gotten disoriented and not known where he was.
Well, and the other thing they need to get away from is his lawn mowing.
Oh, yeah.
You know where he lives down there?
No.
They say, I say it's
It's on a
beautiful.
place called Woods Road. And he's got about 40 acres down there, and it's all hills and valleys and stuff like that. And he's trying to mow that himself.
Oh, geez.
And that's not a good ending. I know
No.
guys who've been there. Yeah.
No.
Hey, Tom,
yeah.
I got a great picture of you and I and Carl.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh,
Well, send it to me and I'll put it out to everybody. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, my
okay.
gosh.
Nice.
Oh, is that who that picture is of?
Wow.
cute picture.
Nice picture.
I can't tell.
Boy,
who's
that
who,
one's
though.
priceless, John.
Huh?
You probably would, you guys wouldn't recognize any of
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
So, hey, before I forget, because when we were talking about you're going to take them to these different things in San Francisco, Harvey.
Yeah.
The first time I ever made it out there, I had saved up all my leave time in the Army. I had a month's leave before I was going to ETS, meaning get out of the Army.
Uh-huh.
And
Get out of
I
jail.
went out to actually had some job lined up out in San Francisco, and this Army friend lived in Oakland. So I stayed with him and went on these interviews, but we went to some different places.
This guy's crazy.
So I could tell you about the first time I'd ever gone to a real strip bar, but I won't go into that. But we also went to a fantastic theater play in San Francisco, and it was Hair.
Oh, great.
You guys remember Hair?
Oh,
Oh, great.
It was amazing.
And at that time, Tom, seeing it here too, it's like being at the home office.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
there
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah. This is
Yeah,
authentic, right, Harvey? Yeah.
And
Yeah, it was amazing. So anyway, back to Carl.
Tommy, hang on a minute. Before you do that, let me interrupt you.
Oh, no.
You guys that love musical and comedy, there's a great musical comedy that is by the BBC. It's called Mrs. Henderson Presents,
Okay.
Okay.
and it is fabulous. I mean, if you don't watch anything else this week, watch that. It's a story about a theater that this gal inherits during World War II. And they go through the bombing of London and all that stuff.
Oh, man.
Well, those of you who know a gal named Daphne Rippiger, Daphne was in London, England when they bombed over there. And she's down at Leland.
Leland.
And Amanda Marquis down there, Vicky made a point to show her that movie, and I guess she cried like a baby. But Mrs. Henderson Presents, and it is, I can't remember the name of all the actors and stuff like that, but it is fabulous.
And Bob, and we can get it through the PBS passport. It's a movie.
Yeah, it is a movie. Yeah.
The movie.
Through
Okay.
PBS?
No, not PBS, Tom. It's BBC,
Oh,
Oh,
BBC.
BBC.
British Broadcasting Company, is who
Right.
made it.
Gotcha.
Do
I
we
get
get
it
that?
through the-
I mean, can we get that? Vicky, you have it, don't you?
I
Or-
get
think
it through the
yeah.
Tubi, free movie stuff. If you got
YouTube,
any
yeah.
of the movie apps, it'll be on there.
Okay.
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 And another one for the ladies. Samuel, Elliott, is that right?
Sam Elliott?
Yeah. Got one called The Hero. Now, these are totally opposite of each other, but it's worth seeing, yeah.
Okay, here.
Okay.
And a Mitch
Yeah, I
Albom book.
got two movies.
Okay.
Well, one's not a movie, but
Mitch
it's,
Albom book. And I'm going to quit.
well,
A
okay.
new Mitch Albom book called The Stranger in the Lifeboat. And you
It's a
guys
book?
don't
Write
know,
it down.
he's the guy that wrote Tuesdays with Maury
Oh,
Oh,
and the Five People
Oh,
That
yeah.
Meet in Heaven.
I heard about that one. Let me get it.
Mitch Albom, yeah, just came out last week.
okay.
is it a
That's
book?
it, I quit.
Is it a book, Bob?
It is a book, yeah, just came out, Mitch Albom, ALBOM.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
And he was with the Detroit Free Press and on sports reporters on ESPN, the early days of ESPN. And gave it all up to Wright.
He's written, lots.
I think Harvey sold 43 million books, if I remember the number from last week.
Wow.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah.
Well, if we're still recommending, I brought down 3 books for you guys. Now, those of you who fell in love with A Gentleman in Moscow,
Okay.
so
Yes.
I don't know if you can see that.
Lincoln Highway.
Can, is
Oh,
that
yes, I
backwards when
took
you're
that.
seeing
It's a
it?
wonderful book.
Okay.
So it's Amor Toll, the Lincoln Highway. And then when I was out on, I always watch CBS Sunday Morning. And then I think some of you already recommended this one. All the
yeah.
lights you can see.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very good.
He just wrote a new book.
There's the new one.
Yeah.
Cloud.
Cloud.
It's
Yeah.
called
Read it.
Cloud Cuckoo Land. Cloud Cuckoo Land by Anthony Doerr. So
And who else had movies? Harvey or?
Harvey, who else had movies to recommend?
Jim did.
Jim
Movies.
Jim Ho,
Movies?
movies.
Movies, Jimmy?
That was Jimmy.
He must have lost his audio.
But
You,
Who had
you said you were going to recommend 2 movies.
oh,
Oh, yeah.
on our Zoom is Ted Lasso. It's not a movie. It's a series. Ted Lasso.
Huh.
Yeah, that's on Apple TV.
Yeah, it's
It's
great.
on Apple. I mean, that's really good.
I hear the second series is very,
And
Different.
a movie called. Yeah, it's very
Lot-
different.
yeah.
We missed
It-
that.
It's
yeah, I
it
watched the
goes-
Right.
first
it's
series.
it's
so
about
I-
soccer. Well, you know, the base. Huh?
Your audio is cutting in and
So
out.
anyway. Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's Maui, but the movie is Mully, Mully. It's about I guess, a man who was a billionaire in Nigeria, no, Kenya, who decided that he had enough money and he was not getting any satisfaction out of having all this money he had. And so he decided to start taking in orphans off the street. And it's the whole story. I mean, it's a documentary.
Oh, documentary. Okay.
It's on Amazon.
Okay.
I've heard about that one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
really
really,
good.
it's really quite moving. So anyway,
Now I know that all of the ladies who just were down in Florida know But for those of you who remember Chris Fredrickson, Shirley Smith sent me a message today that he has been diagnosed with stage 1, and I wasn't sure if she said it was non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, but
Lymphoma.
it said lymphoma. So, and he's undergoing treatments. So far, it's been kind of rough on him, but I would think if it's stage 1, he might have a halfway decent outcome. We have a friend, isn't that what John had? We have a friend who they caught it at stage 1 and he is fine now. But
Same
he
here.
did go through hell.
Yeah.
He did go through hell with both chemo and radiation. Yeah,
He's in and out of the hospital constantly.
in the beginning, but he's okay now. Completely, you know. And then I think you got the message about Marianne Nufrio. Did I send that out?
Yeah.
I missed that. What was it?
Elaine Norton.
Yeah, I got
Elaine
that.
really has stayed very close to all the kids that she grew up with at St. Mary's.
St. Mary's.
And she and Marianne, I think, were very close friends. So you may not even remember Marianne Nufrio.
I remember her.
Yeah, I remember too.
So Marianne evidently has dementia. It's pretty well advanced. And she's had other health issues. And she's in the last thing she said was something about she had to be in the hospital for pneumonia, but I couldn't quite understand if she was still there. She was out now, but she's not doing well.
I ran into Elaine yesterday. You know, she checks out groceries at Kroger. And she is so funny when you go through her line. She is talking so much. I don't know how she can concentrate on getting the groceries checked out. It's really fun.
Yeah, she's one of those people that probably everybody wants to go through her line.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then that I wish I told Joe Pyfrin, did I send that out about what Joe had to say? Had I sent that out yet?
I don't think so, Tom.
Okay. Well, Joe Pyfrin, I thought he sent that out to everybody. Where he was at the powerhouse right after that Ali Sonny Liston fight.
Yes, he did, or somebody did.
Yeah, and like 3 a.m. in the morning, Sonny Liston and his entourage come into the powerhouse.
I did see that.
Yes.
I said, Joe, you need to get on this next time and tell us the entire story. I mean, that would be amazing. And it's like, why would Liston and his entourage even be in Richmond, Indiana?
Yeah, crazy.
On their way to someplace else.
Yeah, they took a wrong turn.
At 3 a.m.
Hey,
Oh, that could
Tom.
Yeah.
Joe was on our call one time. He never came back.
Yeah, I know. I'll get on it.
Tom, how is your partner that had a stroke? Is he back to work yet?
Yes, thank heaven.
Yes, thank goodness. I had to.
He's not good physical, but mentally he's like about 90%. Yeah.
Yeah, but that other 10% is a
He's
little
like,
shaky.
oh, boy. Yeah.
But
I had to
thankfully,
supervise him.
yeah, thankfully he's back, and I had to do one last thing with him at the end of October, and so now I'm able to kind of like go back to semi-retirement mode.
Yeah, yeah. So if he screws it up, he screws it up, whatever.
Nah, he won't. He won't. But he is going to be jumping it back in. It's going to be pretty hectic for him. He's going to have a lot of stuff for the next 2 months. So anyway, but thanks for asking.
Yeah, but he's doing fine.
And I will let him know that all of you wanted to know how he was doing.
As crazy as that.
And that because of all of you,
That's the variety of reasons right there.
he had such a good recovery. Yeah.
Yeah. And did Tom tell you what they figured out why he had the stroke? He had been taking a heart medication for what, 3, 4, 5 years, something like
I thought it
that?
was 7.
7 years. Okay. And he calls his doctor to get a refill because he's running out.
Well, he ran out while he was in Florida.
So the doctor says, well, how long have you been taking that? And Larry says, I don't know, a long time. He says, well, I don't think you need to take that anymore.
Oh.
The result is stroke. Yeah.
Vicky, it reminded me, so
Yeah.
And I thought maybe you and I talked about that. He had, back when he was put on that medicine, they called it a flutter, not
Oh.
a fib.
Probably the same thing. You have the same
Yeah.
symptoms.
Actually,
Probably.
when he had his stroke, I went out and looked all this stuff up, and they call them two different things, and I think they're different. And that medicine that he was on for that was different from the medicine that
regular.
that they put everybody on for AFib.
Hmm.
But, and I forget the name of it, but they are pretty sure that that's what happened, that he
Yeah.
went off that medicine. And
It's odd that a doctor would do that over the phone. In my case, my AFib came back after about 10 years and the baby aspirin just wasn't enough to handle it. So
Right.
now I'm on Eliquis probably for life.
Yes, yes.
yeah, this medicine was not Eliquis, it
Yeah,
was
it was
some other
I
kind
don't
of
know
a
what it
thing.
was.
There's several out there.
But he's now on that now again, and he won't go off it. So,
Yeah.
Well, that's
And you
good.
can't miss any of any heart medicines or anything for that at all. You
No.
just can't miss them.
Exactly, exactly.
Hey, guys, has anybody ever heard anything from Bob Hampton?
Mm.
Last time I saw him was at his mother's funeral.
He's a Northwestern guy, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Northwestern guy, a year
Yeah.
ahead of us, but somebody asked me
Lives
about
in
him the other
Texas,
day, and
I
I
know
said, man, I
that.
haven't heard anything from him.
Well, we saw him at the reunion. I don't know how many years ago that was, and he looked
Yeah.
fine at that time.
Sandy, you remember where he was?
Texas, he lives in Texas.
Oil and gas in Texas, is that correct?
I think so.
I thought it was a big ranch.
I don't know, Tommy, I remember something
No, I
about
think
that,
his
yeah.
wife's, no, that was Montana. I don't know. I don't know where he lives now.
Yeah.
There's your
It's
job
all
for the
Yes,
week,
that's in
Bob.
Texas.
Yeah.
It's
Wait a
really
minute.
sad. The house he grew up in on National Road West, Earlham just tore down 3 of those houses right there, and the Hampton house was one of them.
Yeah.
That's right, we were talking about that. That's
That's
how it came up, Vicky. We were talking about that big gray house they all lived in over
Yeah,
there.
yeah, it's Maxine would be so upset if she knew her house had been torn down.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, Bob, I don't know what you're about to say, Sandy, something about Bob's wife. You were going to say it, and then you said, well, that's Montana, but
Well, her father was a surgeon, and I know that Bob Hampton worked at a ranch in Montana
okay.
Oh,
for, I don't know, a couple of years, and then they were engaged and then they got married. So,
That's what I remember.
and I think they had 3 kids, maybe something like that.
Okay, that's what I remember, the
Mhm.
ranch. Something about
Yes.
the ranch, yeah.
But he
Okay,
lives in Texas, and I don't know where.
well, I know this will be boring to all of you ladies, but Bob Hampton was a hell of a running back. He was
Yeah.
great.
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
He was
Yeah.
really good. So,
Yeah, Tom, we actually wound up, he redshirted his freshman year at Northwestern, so we wound up in the same class.
oh. Okay,
I think I've probably told you guys this story more than you want to know it, but Bob Hampton, Joe Ramsdale, John Eggemeyer, and I all started in the IU Northwestern game my senior year.
my
oh,
God.
really?
Yeah, 4 guys from the same high school. They thought it never happened before.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Well,
And
I don't
and
remember
they
you
have
never,
since then, but at that time, it never happened before in the Big Ten.
Oh,
huh,
my gosh.
yeah, I don't remember you saying that before.
Yeah, I remember it. I remember it. Bob
I-
brought it up once.
Huh,
John Eggemeyer where'd he go? Indiana or Northwestern?
Northwestern,
Northwestern.
yeah. And they were a year behind us, Harvey. They were juniors when I was a senior. But Bob, because he redshirted that year, wound up being a senior defensive back when I was a senior too.
okay.
He was a
Who won the
class.
game?
Yeah, Bob was.
And then Vicky, John Hampton was a brother and Sarah was the girl.
Sarah was the youngest daughter. Actually, when I was teaching at Richmond High School, she was a student there. But then there
Okay.
was then the oldest child. I can't remember her name. She had a sister that was the oldest one.
Oh.
She was a
Okay.
nurse, or she was a nurse in Indianapolis, but I don't know.
I don't know. We all went to West Richmond Friends growing up, so them pretty
Yeah.
well, but I just can't think of the older person's name.
I
And
can't
John,
either.
as I
And there was
recall,
another one too, a boy that was younger. There were 2 little kids. when I knew
John,
them.
as I recall, was in
Sarah
Europe with.
That was John.
With what now?
That was John, who was in Europe for a while. He lived
John
there.
was too. John was with.
Yeah, John
Phil or
lived in
somebody,
Europe.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, he
With
and
the
Bob
big toy
Merchant are
company.
good friends
Yeah.
all the way too.
Didn't Hagemeyer have a
Karen?
sister that was she was a cheerleader?
Might
small.
have, yeah. God, Harvey, I cannot remember their name.
Karen?
They lived right there by Forest Hills, right in that house right there by Forest
Yeah,
Hills. They built that house.
Rhonda Mayo's living in that house now.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that was their
Karen?
house. I don't know if they built that or not, but that's where they lived when we were kids.
Well, that used to be just where the guys from Forest Hills played cards and things. It used to be a shack. And then it just, people that moved in there just kept building on and on to it to make it.
Oh, is that right? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay, Karen, what's been happening over there in your neck of the woods? You and Diane live close to each other, don't you?
She's going on a trip soon.
I was ready to say, I wanted to give a big shout out. Thanks to Diane, we get to leave tomorrow morning for the Mississippi River Cruise.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah, out of
Cool.
Memphis. But it was all Diane's doing. If she hadn't been
Did
there
you
for
wind up
me,
in New Orleans, Karen?
I beg your pardon?
You wind up in New Orleans? Where do you wind
That's
up?
correct. Yes, New Orleans. Yes.
Awesome.
And then we'll fly back home from there
Gotcha.
on the 15th. Yeah, it's a 9-day, they say,
Oh,
but
that sounds
basically,
great.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
yeah.
So,
You have a good time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So thankfully, American Airlines have gotten their act together. Our niece and nephew flew down yesterday out of Virginia, and American Airlines didn't give them any problems. So
How do you
thankfully,
know?
it's not last weekend where they were having a
Yeah.
lot of issues.
knock on wood,
American
everybody
Airlines.
knock on wood for Karen.
No
because
kidding.
Yeah.
That's right. I need
American
that.
is scary.
Oh,
Carol and Jane both flew American back from
Oh.
Florida, so,
Okay.
yeah. Well, are you on call, Diane, for tomorrow?
oh yes, I'm here.
Hang loose, Diane, yeah.
But, I mean, they
Diane,
get it
find
all
another way home.
worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
So,
will work it out.
Karen, how did you
Yeah.
decide that you wanted to do this particular cruise?
It's a kind of a short, long story. Our neighbor across the street have been going on this cruise for a long time. And here's the really sad part about it. They were going to leave, the gentleman was 89 and the wife is 88. They've done this cruise for many years. They had no children. They left on September 12th for this very same cruise. And they ended up testing positive for COVID and came back home, and he passed away 10 days later. And so I have not had part to tell the neighbor that I'm doing this cruise. Yeah, I just can't bring myself to tell her.
Mhm.
But she's over, we live exactly right across the street from each other. And she's over here off and on and crying. They will have been married 66 years on the 19th of November and no children. So anyway, that's how I initially heard about it, but I feel blessed that my niece and nephew from Virginia are going to be on the same cruise. So that's going to be a help to me.
Hey,
Okay,
Yeah.
that'll be fun.
Yeah.
That'll be
Yeah.
a lot of fun.
Yeah, I hope the weather stays nice as it was. We went on a bus trip down to Gatlinburg Pigeon Forge at the end of September, and the weather couldn't have been nicer. So we'll hope for good weather.
yeah,
Oh, wow.
yes,
Yeah,
Well,
definitely.
good. So we got to put in a plug here for Diane.
yes.
Oh, for sure. For
Now,
sure.
Diane, how can where are you? So Dwayne and I can come because I'd like to take my dog on the plane. I've seen them, like they have a little bubble thing and then I don't know. But where can we find you so I can come and,
About airline, you mean an airline?
yeah, airline. Mhm.
Oh, do an airline ticket online. It's much easier.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
And you can do
I
it for a
don't add
dog.
any
You have
value
to
to
buy
an
a
airline
seat and you
ticket.
have, yeah. When we go, I think if we go to Florida, I want to do, not Texas, because that would be too. too much, but
Yeah, but you have to register pets with the airline.
Yeah.
You can only have so many pets in the cabin,
Just
so
one.
many pets in cargo. So, and if it's in the cabin, it has to be able to fit under the seat.
Yeah.
oh no, I saw
Your
one
dog is not
on
going to be
the
sitting
seat.
under the seat.
She won't stay under there. No,
No, and you don't want her back in, and Sandy, you don't want her back in the cargo.
no, I don't. But I just
No,
thought, driving
just
to
needs-
Florida
just
for
needs
2
to be
days with
boarded
her
or-
would be-
I've
So
got
who
a
do you have
issue.
that Sandy, who do you have that can drive your dog down for you?
No one that I can think of.
Darn.
Johnny Having.
Yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
Johnny
Good.
Having.
Do it. Yeah.
Johnny Having will do it.
You just need to either have a pet sitter come or board
Yeah.
her.
We'll probably have a pet sitter come.
Or maybe you could just
And
rent a private plane and she could ride in the plane. with you.
I've got
Fine.
a couple good names, Sandy, so let me know.
Okay. Yeah.
I have to
Sa-
go
Sandy-
to my yard. The yard is still, the sun is still shining.
Waiting.
Go take
Good
care of the
luck.
yard, Diane, but thanks
Hey,
for
thanks for
everything.
staying on, Diane.
Well, great
Thanks
to
again,
see you
Diane.
all. See
Yeah.
you
ya.
next month.
Okay,
Okay.
bye-bye.
Bye, Diane.
Oh, by the way, you guys, the reason I was talking with Susie, next
Oh.
in December, so that's the next Saturday that we do this is December the 4th. I'll be probably in an airport coming back from St. Thomas.
Oh, right.
And so I wanted to
It's
find
tough.
out if Susie could, and I think I'll be able to initiate from the airport and get
Who knows?
Susie all hooked up. If not,
I
then
don't know
I'll
what
just
time
do it before I
plane
go
is
out to the
yet.
airport early. But anyway, so
He's going down with his
Is that-
football buddies.
yeah, so
This trip time.
say that again, Karen.
Is that a business trip or will you be down
Yeah,
there? for a
monkey
while?
business.
No.
Yeah.
Business is over.
So I'll try to make this quick. So this is all connected to football, guys. So my fraternity little brother was a year younger and
And this is
played.
the guy that when I moved out of Toledo, he carried my sofa bed down the stairs all by himself.
Oh, my.
Oh, wow.
So let's put it this way. He's not a little guy.
No, it's you.
No.
He's not a little guy. And so he has a timeshare actually he has two
He
of them,
has
one in the spring,
tons.
one in the fall. This one's the fall. It's always the last week of November. Well, unfortunately, this time that hits
Thanks.
Thanksgiving. So he calls and he says, hey, I want you and Jane Ann to go down and do St. Thomas on this 7-day thing that I can't use it. And I said, well, we can't go. And he says, man, of course, he starts beating on me. And about that time, another good friend, he and I were college roommates, and he was
And we've
like
been
the
friends
Bob
forever.
Van Pelt
Yeah.
of Toledo.
Yeah.
So he was a center, he was the long snapper, and he and I were college roommates, played together and all that. And we were very close friends, or we are very close friends with Ron, but also with his wife,
Yeah.
Mary Jane. Well, Mary Jane passed away about 3 weeks ago, or maybe 2. I don't know.
No, I think it's
Three.
3.
3 weeks ago.
3 or 4.
It'll
yeah.
be 3 weeks this Sunday, I think. Anyway, so then I got to thinking, okay, this is going to be bad telling. I'm not going to ask him. I'm going to tell him. And he's going with me. And it's bad because she just passed away, but it's going to be almost 2 months before we go.
Yeah.
And I don't want him to be, and get this, guys. She's probably middle stage of Parkinson's.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Bipolar.
She's been bipolar for
Forever.
years. She had COPD, and then about a month before, she had been diagnosed with stomach cancer.
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
my. Oh,
And so he just started doing all these things. So first of all, he took her from where they live in north of Orlando. He started taking her to Tampa to a cancer center. They diagnosed it. They said that, hey, it's contained just to the stomach. It's not metastasized. It's nowhere else. And they said the best outcome would be to do chemo first before we operate, but they would have to operate. And so she started chemo. Well, then during all this time, they decided we're not going to live in Florida anymore. Let's move to Denver, where our son is. So he sells the house.
In like 2 days.
Oh, my goodness.
Figures out how to find a place out in Denver with about 10 minutes from his son.
Organizes the
A
move.
really beautiful place, 5-star kind of what do they call that?
Old folks home.
Well, assisted living. He gets all this stuff figured out. The move, he gets all the move figured out. Sunday, they're ready to go Sunday morning.
Yep.
At about 8:45, at 9 o'clock, a guy's going to come and pick him up, take him to the airport to fly out to Denver. 15 minutes before, she goes into cardiac arrest, and they were able to keep her alive until the son got out there, and then she passed away the next day.
Gee,
Oh,
man.
my God.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm taking him down there, and then another guy that I played football with, he was in the room next to ours for all those years we were down there. And his wife had passed away, and he has not been able to, he's still in bad shape about it. And so I'm still trying to work on him, and I may get him down there with us too. So that's the deal. I'm taking these 2 guys down there, and hopefully they won't get to me. Hopefully I'll somehow get them to shake out of it. So that's the deal. And if you're interested, just go out and put in Marriott
At Frenchman's Creek.
just put Marriott St. Thomas, and it'll pull it up. It's called Frenchman's Cove.
Mm.
And it's pretty, no, it's a real bad place.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way.
Rough-
Terrible.
That's a
rough
nice
outing,
thing to do,
huh?
Tom.
So to go into the town, you don't have to take a taxi or anything. You just get on a little water taxi right there at the little marina, right where the hotel is, and they take you across to the town.
Wow.
And we're probably going to take a ferry over to St. John's one day for the day, and it'll be pretty cool.
Mhm.
Cool.
That's
great.
nice of you to do for them.
Yeah. So,
Perfect time of year, 2 times. That's
but I'm flying Delta.
Yeah.
I'm not taking any chances. I mean, you could do American. American goes through Miami, Delta goes through Atlanta.
Oh, Atlanta.
Well, that's bad enough.
Yeah.
We're kind of used to it.
I'm so used to going through Atlanta. It's like, I know that place like in the back of my hand.
Yeah.
It's like
Hard
no
to
big
feel.
deal to me.
Oh, wow, we spent a whole day there. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Tom,
Yeah.
I'm surprised that Tom and Betsy aren't on today with the Braves winning the World Series.
They're
Yeah.
coming out. They're on a plane now,
Yeah.
coming out here.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Oh,
So Becky, you have been very quiet. What's been going on out there in Austin?
Well, not a whole lot. We had a taste of winter
Oh, my God.
most of this week. Cold, rainy. I don't mind the cold, but I don't like cold
the
and rain.
rain.
Yeah.
And it was one of those days where you just stayed in, and I just knitted and knitted. And I almost had my sweater done. I've been working on all year.
Okay.
And you swore you weren't gonna get old, right, Becky?
Pardon me?
You swore you weren't gonna get old, right? No, I'm kidding.
And I'm so thrilled. My younger son finally has a job,
Wow. great.
and
Good.
he's working at Lowe's. And I think when he first got that paycheck, he said, "Oh, I can spend money on stuff now."
What a great company, though, if you want to stay with
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Yes, that's all I've heard. It is. It's very, very good. but-
You have to work your way through the early days, but it's awesome after that.
Yeah.
And he's putting in about 6 miles a day, which is good. I mean, that's good for anybody.
Yeah.
And the only thing is, its hours are horrendous. Some mornings he goes to
Retail,
work at
that's
6.
retail.
Yeah.
it can be 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock,
Mm.
then getting off at 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah.
So you don't know when supper is going to be ready, but at least it's
But
I have a
Becky,
schedule.
Becky, as somebody who spent 39 years in retail, once you work your way through that,
Uh-huh.
it becomes a lifestyle. You don't think a thing about it after about 10 years. I mean, it's just part of your life.
Right. At least with
God
him,
bless him. I hope he gets through that part because it's ugly during that first few years.
coming home on a schedule, it's better. Tom would get home whenever. I mean, so I never knew. We got to the point where we would cook supper, and then he ate when he got here.
Yeah.
But with Eric, it's going to be, at least I've got a schedule to go by.
Yeah, that's true.
Might be late, and some mornings it might be early. But I'm an early bird anyway, so I guess it doesn't make any difference on that one.
Yeah. Well,
But
good.
we've got good weather today. It's warm, but not too warm. It's like t-shirt or flannel shirt weather.
Okay.
Okay. That's kind of what we've got.
Yeah, you're
nice here.
just right. So
Yeah. By the way, before we go, I forgot, I did want to tell you a little bit about Sharon Van Voorhees.
Yes.
She sent me a message and said that she couldn't be on today. But, and she's always great because when she can't be on, she'll tell me she can't be on. She tells me why.
Yeah.
And it's always usually something real interesting.
Yeah.
So this time she says, I will be watching my granddaughter's volleyball game online. She is a senior at the Coast Guard Academy,
Oh my God.
and they are playing MIT
Yeah.
in the semifinal for the NEWMAC conference, whatever that is, NUMAC conference. And this may be the last game in her very long volleyball career. So I thought that was cool. So I know she always watches these, so I thought I'd better get that in, you know.
So everybody else knows.
Yeah. So
I tell her good luck from all this time. Yeah.
yeah. So I thought that was pretty cool. And you know, you always hear about the Naval Academy, the Air Force Academy, West Point, but you don't often hear of anybody going to the Coast Guard
Yeah.
Academy.
It's unreal.
Where is it, Tom?
I am not sure.
I don't know where it is either.
I don't know. And I didn't ask, because I guess I would have to ask her. I did send her, I said I would be sending her, you know, positive vibes today. Good luck. I would think it would be out east.
I think it is. I think
East
it's
I
Coast.
thought it was like Carolinas or something.
oh,
Yeah,
we're-
I would think it'd be out on the East Coast
Yeah,
somewhere.
Yeah.
Can't look it up either.
If it's in the same conference with MIT.
Yeah, I bet. it
I
is
have
on the
a
East Coast.
niece whose husband was in the Coast Guard
Yeah.
for like maybe 30 years,
Long
at least
time.
20 years.
Yeah.
And he was always out there on the East
Yeah.
Coast. So
Connecticut,
it's in
Yeah.
Connecticut. Okay.
Yeah.
London, Connecticut.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Harvey.
Harvey?
Got my iPad here.
Oh,
You are on it. Yeah.
all of you who might be watching IU Michigan tonight, my freshman tight end grandson is number 48 for
Okay.
reasons we explained earlier.
Okay.
But he's playing behind a guy who may be an All-American and NFL type player, so he may not get to play at all. But if you see him run by, say that's James Bamba.
Oh, yeah, this is Bamba. Okay.
Okay.
Look for him,
Who is the first string tight end that he's playing behind?
Oh God, I can't remember the guy's name. It's number 86. He's a big, strong kid. And
yeah, Hawkinson, no,
you got what's it?
It does start with an H.
Him?
yeah,
Looking it up.
Harvey's looking that one up. Look that up.
checking it out.
Yeah, he's got it. Yeah.
You know,
Hey,
guys,
While Harvey researches this, I was supposed to tell everyone that Christy Close couldn't be on today because Max, she got back just the other day from the beach, but Max just got back from hunting
oh,
in Colorado.
Colorado.
oh, he was Colorado.
Yeah, he drives, he does that every year, yeah.
Yeah,
What if it got snowed on out there?
I don't know.
Because the western part was having snow the other day.
Now, so Carol, do you know, was it elk? Was it an elk?
I
season?
think it is. Yes, I think
Yeah.
that's what they hunt for.
Yeah, this guy, the other guy that I'm trying to get to go with us to St. Thomas, he just got back
Yeah,
and
he
he
got
goes
back.
every year out to Montana. And
Okay.
he didn't, they always say, they don't say they killed something. They say, well, I didn't harvest
Yeah,
anything this year.
Oh.
Harvest.
Or
And I'm thinking, okay,
right.
I couldn't bring myself to
That's
do it.
supposed to make it
I
out.
couldn't-
If I go out hunting, I just like to go out and walk around in the woods and look at, but I'm not going to kill anything.
No.
So what's the guy's name, Harvey?
And Hendershot, he's a senior.
Oh, yeah,
So
him, there it
There we
is.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that.
Oh, yeah, he
but
is
maybe
definitely-
next year for him. 'cause
NFL
Hendershot's a
caliber
senior.
kid, big, strong kid, but that'll create an opening probably.
Yeah.
Well, the last thing, it's 420. That guy that had that stroke, he's a big Michigan guy. And by the way, folks, Michigan people are they're
Oh.
hard to take.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're hard to
yeah.
take. I mean, you talk about egos and thinking that they just are the greatest. Anyway, I've thought about calling him and saying, hey, man, I want to put a bet on this game tonight.
Take the points.
And then as soon as he starts to say, yeah, I'll take it, I said, well, you got to give me 75 points.
There you go.
Anyway, well,
Ask you, do you put this on
Thank-
YouTube still? Because I didn't
Yes.
see the last one on YouTube. I don't know.
how did you miss that, Sandy?
I
You.
Okay, Sandy, we're just teasing because look at this, Sandy. Before you got on,
Yeah.
I showed this to everybody.
Oh,
It's backwards.
I have to put this in front of me now because last time I forgot to record.
okay, that's why I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as I was telling you, nobody said anything other than Felice.
Yeah. So now you're only number 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, Karen, what time do you have to
Yes.
get up in the morning to go on this trip?
6:30. My daughter's picking us up at 7:30. Flight's at 9:45.
Okay.
Oh, that's
And
not
of course,
bad.
we're changing
Yeah.
2 hours worth
Yeah.
of time now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, you get to sleep in.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Harvey
Oh,
just
be
left. He
Central Time.
probably,
Time we get there.
yeah. So, Harvey, are you coming back? We're going to say goodbye.
Not coming
He's
back.
not coming back.
No, he's not coming back.
Well, I am surprised that they're actually getting together tonight for dinner. That's pretty,
Yeah.
hopefully they won't have any problems with the airlines.
Who
So
knows?
anyway,
There he is.
oh, there he is.
There he is.
He's on the phone.
Oh, he's on the phone. My God, he looks like he's working.
Yeah, he probably is. Crazy
Oh,
man.
my gosh. Okay. Well, hey, didn't he tell us all that he's retiring at the end of the year?
That's what he said.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
He did.
Okay.
not
So
there
what
yet.
happened?
All right, then we won't give him any grief. Okay. See you guys.
Thank you, Nancy.
To St. Thomas.
Yeah.
Okay.
See
Bye-bye.
you later.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And Bob, we'll be watching that game.
Yeah.
Yeah. See you, Jimmy. Bye, Harvey, even though Harvey's not there.
Not there. You'll have to sign him out, I'm sure.
Okay, where's the end? There's the end.
You'll have to sign what you want. I need them to come in because that